What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and today we're going to be talking about some secrets you probably didn't know about for Black Ops 6, hidden messages you do need to see, plus even more. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, drop a like, and about a day ago, I did receive a surprise package from Activision. Select content creators did receive this past Thursday. I didn't get mine until Friday, and because there wasn't any form of marketing for Black Ops 6 as of yesterday, which is Friday, I'm assuming that they're going to push back whatever the marketing is that's related to this pager. They'll probably wait until after Memorial Day weekend, since I think Tuesday is an open book, since they already revealed all the cosmetic marketing for Season 4 of MW3. They'll probably reveal something on Tuesday, and then after the Season 4 launch on Wednesday, May 29th. But in the package, it does say for your eyes only. We have a bit of a puzzle solver and how to decode the messages that do get sent to this pager. As of right now, not much has been revealed via the pager, unless something did get revealed after I recorded this video. I'll put something on screen or edit my way into this vid if I have to mention something. But yeah, in terms of the messages that got sent thus far, there is this big piece of paper that I don't believe really means much, probably just for show. A bunch of classified bodies of text from the desk of blank, classified, special review. Not much here from this big piece of paper, but some messages that did get revealed do include keep this on you, the truth lies, and download now and tell the others. We're not sure what those messages exactly mean yet. Maybe this will eventually lead us to a different website or a cinematic trailer or something big for Black Ops 6 ahead of the June 9th Xbox Showcase event. I'll be keeping this handy though in the case it does beep with any brand new teasers, which I'll be posting here on the channel and over on Detonated. But speaking of the site, we have plenty of brand new article coverage going up from Detonated's writing team, and there's so much to break down when it comes to Black Ops 6 Season 4. We're keeping you guys posted everywhere that we can, over on the site, over on Detonated's Twitter, and of course I have plenty of videos for you guys here on the channel alongside all of that. I want to shout out this Twitter user you can see on screen right now, because there was a theory that got brought together with the Truth Lies website. It does look like every channel has a name in the guide that maybe leads to a hidden message, right? And there's a lot of hidden messages we're going to go through in this video, but TTL for channel 6 most likely means the truth lies. What are the odds of that? Based on that, the hidden message might read liar, Frank Woods, CIA, sham, nuke, and then the truth lies. So as of recording this, there's still nothing but static on channel 4 and channel 5. We have videos on channels 1 through 3 and then channel 6, but there is still a little bit more to be uncovered. Even if you go on the Black Ops 6 website, you'll notice that there are 2 staticky looking boxes with redacted information that'll likely be filled in maybe before the launch of Season 4 or at some point after it, once they start getting a little bit deeper into some of this Black Ops 6 marketing. But real quick, I also want to mention the fact that Treyarch and Raven both confirmed they're working on Black Ops 6 together. They did a good job really working together on Black Ops Cold War, right? The campaign was fully led by Raven, but I'm sure Treyarch helped out in certain avenues or whatnot. And Treyarch, of course, fully led the multiplayer and zombies for that game. They haven't exactly confirmed what Raven is working on for Black Ops 6. Is it the entire campaign, or are they co-developing each mode alongside Treyarch? Either way, it's a win-win. Treyarch did a phenomenal job with the pandemic-made COD like Cold War, and have always knocked it out of the park, have never missed with the Black Ops game, so without a doubt, things are going to be just fine. But if Raven is doing the campaign by themselves, then that gives Treyarch even more time to have worked on the multiplayer and zombies, right? In a 4-year developed game, sky's the limit for COD 2024. Now, there has been some panic here and there when it comes to Black Ops 6's campaign, because there is a rumor going around that it'll feature open-world elements. That doesn't mean the whole campaign's going to be open-world, where you just spawn in and there's only objectives and areas you can physically go to in one big space. That's not what that means. Cold War had open world like elements, the element of choice, a mission like Desperate Measures or Break On Through, giving you options for how you want to beat the mission, even if the outcome at the very end of that mission was roughly the same. Or they could even have it to where there are consequences for decisions that you make which impact later missions. It's unclear how exactly they want to do it, but Cold War already had a system like that, and it was very well received. So why not bring that back in? I think people out there are really panicking because of the way open combat was handled in Modern Warfare 3's campaign. Very undercooked, a bit underwhelming, and just lacked quite a bit of substance. So I don't think that the open world rumor about Black Ops 6 is anything close to what MW3 did. But even if it is, you can bet Treyarch and Raven are going to really up the stakes with how those missions work and give you a reason to want to replay them in different ways. But let's talk about some of the discoveries that have been made from the Black Ops 6 website, the official key art. First off, you can notice 1991 and the word golf were found. And obviously we know this game's going to focus on the 1990s, and it's going to bring us to the Gulf War, probably a bit of the Iraq War. What's really interesting, though, that I'm sure you guys probably saw if you took a deeper dive into all this artwork and over on the website, is the mention of Russell Adler. A big description of his character was found. You can clearly tell Russell Adler is returning in Black Ops 6. He went through a hell of an arc in the Cold War campaign and even in the Cold War post-launch story. He was brainwashed by Perseus and nearly worked against us until Mason brought him back to his true self, and it was just an amazing post-launch narrative. I think if you're a story fan for Call of Duty, you were eating very good over the course of those 6 seasons. But it mentions Mac SOG, and we know that Adler worked on that faction during Cold War. We could also see mention of a mole deep in the CIA. I wonder if that's a new character in the CIA, or it's referring to Adler to an extent, because he technically was a mole at one point, at least during the post-launch narrative of Cold War. He got brainwashed by Perseus to spread the numbers broadcast and create new sleeper agents throughout Verdansk, and the program was successful. Perseus did succeed in that Cold War narrative, and we know Stitch tells Adler that at the end of Season 6 before Adler ends up shooting him. So there are agents around the world. With the numbers broadcast having been spread globally, there are probably some agents within the United States, maybe even within the CIA, which this campaign is going to touch on quite a bit. But it's also a possibility that Adler may no longer be trusted in this campaign. We may be looking at a different version of the character, or we could be looking at Adler on an unexpected arc that we didn't think he was going to go down following the events of Black Ops Cold War. Maybe they're after him now. We just don't know, but we know there was an operation called Charybdis that was touched on a little bit in some out-of-game lore and some other intel after Black Ops 1. During the 70s, the CIA did want to go ahead and kill Mason because they figured he was compromised, even though he was clean from the brainwashing, so to speak. They went after him. They actually went after him, Hudson, and Weaver. The mission was unsuccessful, and I believe Operation Charybdis became dissolved. Firebase Z and Cold War Zombies actually confirmed that that operation was still canon, still happened somewhere, but wasn't successful. So the fact that the CIA at one point wanted to go after Mason has me thinking that maybe they want to go after Adler next because of what he did in the Cold War post-launch. So with Hudson dead, Mason thought to be dead, and Woods who knows where, it really has me wondering, where Adler can go and who would defend him if the CIA did turn against him. But over in this cover art, or what could be the key art of Black Ops 6, there's an African-American character that people at first thought could have been Adler or even Mason, but once the HD version of the cover art came out, people realized that that's not either Adler or Mason, so who could it be? Well, a very important and iconic African-American character from Cold War was none other than Sims. And what are the odds that the Sims actor just recently posted a video on Instagram, or I believe it was a picture, of him in a mocap suit on stage filming for what is likely Call of Duty. If you look at his IMDb, which isn't always accurate, he's not really doing any work right now for any other game, so it likely is for Black Ops 6. I mean, he was a really cool character in Cold War. Maybe this is him. There have been some theories made by somebody like A Field of Roses over on Reddit that you could see a pocket knife on this character in the key art, which actually belongs to Sims from Cold War. Now, is it possible that this character has the same pocket knife, or this is a reused asset? Absolutely, but this could be evidence that this is either Sims or a brand new African-American character that we're going to be getting in the Black Ops 6 single player. But Reality UK over on Twitter did go ahead and point out some locations you can also see in the background of some of this Black Ops 6 website art. You can see what is likely Alaska, right? There's mentions of Hicks Point and Lockwood Rock. These are areas of Alaska, and Alaska hasn't really been explored in Call of Duty other than a little bit in the past of Black Ops 2, where Mason actually raised his family after the events of Black Ops 1. You could see a young David Mason in that mission, and that was in the early 80s. So by the time the 90s rolls around, David Mason could actually be fairly grown. And if you look at the lore of the Black Ops universe, David Mason actually joined the military in 1996. So as we take all that information into account, we could actually get a David Mason cameo at some point in Black Ops 6. I mean, Alex was gone and missing for a good 30 years. They could easily explore that in this game or a future Black Ops 1. There's a lot they could explore when it comes to the Masons, because we know in the canon ending, Alex didn't die. I'm very excited to see what they end up doing with this in the Black Ops 6 campaign. Now, here's a topic that's been making the rounds, especially over on Twitter. There are references found to 2001 in some of this Black Ops 6 key art. People right away were like, oh my god, 9/11 is going to be featured in Black Ops 6. Maybe they're going to reenact the events or give a Perseus twist to it. Is it going to be a no Russian-like mission that you can actually play? That's been talked about quite a bit over the last couple of days, and here's what I'm thinking, right? No Russian, as crazy and brutal as it was still a fictional event. Keep that in mind. Whereas 9/11 is a real-life event that I don't believe is appropriate to adapt into a Call of Duty campaign mission. Will they probably touch on the Iraq War and give Perseus some type of connection to Al-Qaeda? Maybe they'll do that, but I don't think they're going to want to touch on such a sensitive topic. I know it's been 20 plus years, but either way, look at something like the Holocaust, which was tragic. They didn't even touch on it in World War II 2017. They barely showed a glimpse of it towards the very end of that game, and still, it wasn't that crazy or that brutal, that graphic. For Call of Duty to already make the rounds in the news for things that are unrelated to COD, yet COD still gets criticized for it, whenever that happens, I just can't sit down and think, okay, yeah, they're going to take it further and do a 9/11 campaign mission in a future Call of Duty or anything close to that. I can't see them wanting that kind of press, especially with Microsoft in charge now. I'm sure even they would agree that that probably isn't the smartest move, and it's come up with a fictional event or something to adapt inside of a Call of Duty story mode. Although there have been some brutal moments over the years in various Call of Duty campaigns, none of them were depicting a real-life event by any means, right? None of them were reflecting on the fact that something tragically happened in real life, and it's best not to depict that in a video game. I just don't think that would be smart, but let's wait and see what happens in 2001 within the Black Ops 6 story. So big shout out to Killer Stitch, who's been doing a great job breaking down all the Easter eggs that have been discovered. He pointed out things that you may have missed, like the Illuminati, something that says Into the Woods, a lot of things to do with brainwashing, government conspiracy, and a lot of cool elements of the theme that I think are going to be explored pretty damn well in what's likely to be a longer campaign than Cold War. That game was excellent and done very well in a short amount of time. Can't even imagine how much better this story is going to be with 4 years of development or even more. That is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave our thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on all these secret messages that have been uncovered? What are your expectations for the campaign? And what do you think is going to be revealed next? Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.